And gentlemen, here we are. Game day. What more can we ask for? Saturday night footy versus North. And they're going to bring their best, so hopefully we bring ours. Really excited to see how Will Hayes goes. Looking for players to keep building on form. Ned Long. Who else? Billy Frampton. These players, they need to keep performing. Love that. Love that. So welcome. An early pre-game show for today. Let's get it. Hope everyone's well. Mark says, no one should forget last year's game against North when the Pies were 54 points behind in the third quarter. We all remember. We know how it went. We're hoping it's a different trend. We've been saying it's important to see this 12-month evolution tonight from where we were then and where we are now. I know we've seen a lot of signs already to tick the boxes, but this would be the exclamation point, I feel. If we can just go, yep, we're a different side. We're not the same, clearly. Chris says, up the mighty Pies. Go Pies says, let's go Pies. And Digsby says, come on Pies. Steve-O, sup champs, what's going on? What are you up to? What are we doing leading into the game? So I'll do my pre-game show, and then I'm off to my soccer match, and then straight to the family house with my brother, watch the footy, and then we're back with you lovely ladies and gentlemen for the post-game show. How good. Eugenio Torcasillo says, let's just hope it's not like last year. How'd I go pronouncing that? Is that all right? I'll try again. Eugenio Torcasillo. Nicholas, welcome. When do you think Oscar Steen gets a debut? Ooh. Oh, I suppose if DC needs to be managed or if he just isn't a part of the side at a certain point due to injuries or whatever it may be, then perhaps we look at Oscar Steen then as well. Maybe they throw Mason Cox in there before an Oscar Steen. We'll see. Michali says, Pies by 44. Will Hayes to fire with 2 goals. Don't mind it. Steve-O says he will be driving and listening. Genio says, good mate. Well done. That's good. I haven't seen your name in the chat so much before. Are you new to the channel, Genio? If so, welcome. I'm always intrigued to see how people found the channel in the first place. Always curious. You know, I'm posting a lot of player analysis at the moment, so I'm wondering if that's bringing in a different kettle of fish who are interested in the performances of players. So far, we've done Ned Long, Quaynor. We've also done Jai Saxena from the Coates Talent League, who's representing the Oakley Chargers, who's their NGA tied player for Collingwood, who currently is doing really well for the Chargers and apparently doing quite well in his APS footy as well. So if you guys come from there, first time chatting, long time follow. Hey, love it. The more people contributing in the chat means for more conversation. So welcome. Appreciate it. Mick says Long versus Wardlow will be interesting. It is an intriguing matchup, isn't it, Mick? Because they're similar players, but they do it in a different way. I feel like Wardlaw's a bit more chaotic. He just throws himself at the footy, whereas Ned Long's just a bull. Just can't tackle him and all that sort of stuff. Kind of a little bit different. DMR says, let's go GWS. Is there a 12:30 game on right now, by the way? Let's see. Pretty sure there's a... Oh, what did I just do? Sorry. There's a 12:35 game, Carlton versus GWS. So yes, let's go GWS. That'd be nice. Is that at Marvel? Or is that in Sydney? Marvel Stadium, 12:35. So we're the second game on after. So there's 2 games being played at Marvel today. Interesting. Okay. How do we feel about that? What's his hair? What's going on? Sort it out. Come on. Should have put some wax in it beforehand. Come on. Stay sharp. Manny, where are ya? Where are ya? Pies must bank goals early, Mark says. Yeah, I think 2 of our last 3 games have been a little bit slow off the mark, particularly against Geelong and Fremantle. So it'd be nice if we can get a couple goals to get going, like we did against Adelaide. It was sort of back and forth in that first quarter. Afternoon, Stuart. Welcome. I hope you're well. Guys, if anyone wants to jump on the show, you just have to join the Discord and we can have a chat. So I'll post a link here. One moment. Paste. There it is. So, if you want to join, have a chat. What I'll do is I'll remove that. Hold on. We'll do paste. And then we'll go join the show for a chat. We'll pin that as well for people coming in. Yeah, so if anyone wants to have a chat, jump into the Discord channel and we'll have a yarn, won't we? Shane, how are you going? What's planned for the day? What are you doing leading into the game against North Melbourne? Went for a nice breakfast this morning. It's my North Melbourne dog's birthday, 4th birthday. So we spoiled her before we spoil her party tonight. So that's the plan. That's the plan. All right. What else is going on, chat? Talk to me. What are we looking forward to? What are our predictions for tonight? Goals, players, results. What are we thinking? What are we hoping for? In the meanwhile, I'll also check any like sort of news trending at the moment. Let's have a look. Maybe on Twitter. Shane says, taking my 2-year-old daughter to the park shortly, then prepare for the game tonight. Love that. Love that. Yeah. Park on a Saturday always hits well. It's always pretty lively, especially while the sun's out. Kids' sports are on. The dogs are everywhere. A cheeky coffee doesn't go astray. Hard not to soak yourself up in on this type of Saturday, you know what I mean? Shane says 30-point win. Nick Dacos back to his best. Yeah, he's been tagged like no other at the moment. Still doing pretty well. Lads, these games stress me out. Hopefully they can quell our anxiety early in the game, then go Pies, hey? Michali says, Postecoglou, take a bow. Mastermind sort of game. You know, they couldn't buy a clean sheet in the Premier League, and in the Europa League, I think they got a number of clean sheets throughout the final series. They've done well. It's good to see Man United at the bottom of the barrel right now as well. It's really nice. I like that. That's where they belong. Scumbags. Nick Dacos, how are you going in your last 5 games, my brother? So for the season, he's averaging 29 disposals, which is stock standard, even though, I mean, you say he's being tagged, he's still doing pretty well with his disposals. Kicking efficiency is way down, which is something we do need to work on. I mean, even last year, his kicking efficiency was at 58.3%. It's much the same this year. When you're the go-to guy, what can you say? What can you say? How's he possessing the ball? Not gathering the ball from hitouts as much as last year. The team are working on things to make Nick Dacos a little bit more free throughout the game. Bo McCreary, big game, says Steve-O. Lockie, hot pies. Are we ready to win tonight? I hope so, mate. I hope so. Keen. Year of the birds in England. Hopefully in AFL too. I like that. Stuart says Membry for 3, Jamie for a couple, and Bo to light it up in the middle. Frampton to hold Larky to less than 3. I don't mind that. That's reasonable, isn't it? Billy Frampton versus Nick Larky is going to be a great matchup. This will be the ultimate test, I feel like. Oh, he's had some really, really grueling tests against the likes of Charlie Curnow and whatnot, but this one is his next level. Rangatank, welcome. He says, I'm not going in cocky to this game after what happened last year. North always seem to play their grand final against us. They have had some really close results against us. I think this year more than ever, I've curbed my arrogance to the side when it comes to predictions and thinking we should or shouldn't win. It's just, no, you know what? Let's go in with the right mindset. Mark says, if North Melbourne start strongly, their confidence will increase. If the Pies are flat in the early stages, then it will be a very stressful night. I'm watching Lipinski closely this game. Interesting. Lipinski on Mark watch, hey? Yeah, look, Lipinski's on the outskirts of selection at the moment, and I think it's to do with his lack of putting his head in the hole. When it comes down to it, that's what it is. We know his disposal is reasonably decent. He's a good connector across the field. Hopefully, we can just address that, or he can address that. Sash says, to beat North, we have to beat their midfield. Stop LDU with Long or Pendles. Could do the job. System should get us over the line. And you know what? North have been playing good footy as well. I mean, they drew against Brisbane. I mean, they didn't play great against Richmond, but they still got the win, which is all that matters at the end. That win gives you a good amount of confidence. Mikali said, please don't let them off the hook at the start. Sick of that shit. Let's hope not. Hopefully we come out strong for once. Hot pies will be great to see. Mick, jump in the Discord. Come have a chat. Come jump in. Jump into Discord. Lipinski playing for his spot. When you got to go, you got to go. What's the... I forget which coach said it or brought it into vogue. He's like, when it's your turn to go, you got to go. I can't remember what it is, but that always sticks in my mind when I hear that saying. Perriman to take on LDU. Interesting. Will that happen? If I had to guess, probably not, but I'm here to be proven wrong. Shane says, Brazil to start an all-in brawl after taking out Zerha. How good was Manny's call on he's like, if they're getting into Nick Dacos, just go through someone. If it was me on the field, I'd be out for 3-4 weeks after what I do. That's what Manny said. That was funny. Your local Espresso says 100% regarding Lipinski. Not going hard enough. Started with his very unaccountable game on Dempsey. And Dempsey's a really good winger as well. Really good winger. Nick, you can't join the Discord. So, Nick, I want to fix this for you. So when you say you can't join the Discord, what's happening? What's the issue you're happening? We should all go watch Champs Soccer. Could you imagine that? To my bloody low level soccer league. That'd be funny. Nick says, let's hope we have all overreacted to this being a banana peel. Yeah. I'd rather we go in thinking it's gonna be difficult, and then if it ends up being a walkover, then great. Nicholas says never take any team lightly. Ella Michali, boss. What's going on? Oh, hold on. Sorry, I don't think I've got you connected. Give me 1 second. All right. Try that. Talk to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's good. Go again.
Yeah, man. Just chilling at home. Relaxing, waiting for the game to start. Don't know what to do with myself until then. But
watch GWS beat Carlton then.
Yeah, hopefully. Look, I reckon they'll win, and they'll probably win 4 in a row. Then we're going to hear about fucking, we're back and all this shit. The same old cycle that they go through every year. They only make finals because they get to play West Coast and North twice every year. So there you go. With our game, I don't know. You go into games. Sometimes you go in optimistic and pessimistic. I'm a bit on the fence here. We should smash them. We should absolutely fucking bury these cunts. But going by form, like they've had some massive losses. Yeah. They drew with Brisbane, who's hit some bad form now, and they just beat Richmond. Yeah, and I was been talking to Richmond supporters, and they're saying North was lucky to beat us.
Yeah.
So if that fortress defense that we got if that can beat all these other teams, we should destroy these guys. Yeah, because apparently they got no. Their midfielders are good, but they don't run back to help out, and that's what you hear anyway. And apparently their defense is shit, so we'll see. But having said all that, we'll probably win by a point after being behind by 30 points or something.
Hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. Who have you got your eyes on tonight?
Really interested to see how Will Hayes goes. I really hope he sticks, because from what I've seen in the VFL, he looks really lively. Yeah, uses the ball well. Fast runs. Hopefully they start him, man. And I hope Allen starts. And Lipinski's playing for his spot. he must be on the outer. If they put him sub last week, because it's not like he's one of the old guys. I don't know. Was it you that said earlier in the week maybe he's favouring that shoulder that he hurt last year? He's probably not going in hard. But it's not like you're letting his foot go in or anything. Yeah, like with Lipinski, when he uses the ball well. He does all the running patterns and shit like that. But there are times when you just got to go, man. And there's been a couple of moments that over the last few weeks where the ball was there to be got, and I don't know what it was. He just I don't know if he hesitated or something like that, and that's what lost Noble the spot in our premiership year. They showed Noble a video of all his all the hard ball situations that he didn't succeed in, and he lost his spot to someone better. So I know you love him, but yeah, if we want to win a flag, mate, we got to. Everyone's got to be firing. And going back to the premiership year of 2010, Mick Malthouse made a big call halfway through the year. Players like Lockyer, stalwarts like Lockyer and Fraser, Shane O'Brien, Medhurst, these guys, step aside, guys, because we've got these new young kids coming through and they're good. And they're going to take us away to the flag, and they did, So everyone's got to be firing, man. We're in a good spot at the moment, mate. We can't afford any passengers. We can't afford any, hesitators, mate. We got to go for it now.
Yeah. I tried to defend Lipinski to the hills because of his running ethic and the way he uses the ball most often anyways. But yeah, it's sort of been undeniable in the last few weeks, just seeing some moments you go, Lipper, we need you to go into that one. So I'm sure... Yeah. We're talking to Manny earlier this week, and it kind of reminds me. I know they're two different players on two different levels, obviously. But Jack Crisp last year, he was made the sub against Brisbane after a really poor, uninspiring start to his season regarding like his attack on the ball, and then it completely just like he flicked the switch back to where it needs to be. I'm hoping Lipinski, after being sub last week, maybe he's a sub this week, maybe he isn't. But whenever he does come on, if he is the sub, that's when we want to see what they're asking for from him. It's quite obvious. I mean, why else would you drop him or sub him other than his attack on the ball, right?
Yeah. So, I noticed last week when Lipinski was sub, Saidi played on the wing.
Yes.
We've rested Saidi this week, so he's probably going to start.
Yeah, you bring it. That's a good point, Mick, because I actually just forgot to mention that. So, the other reason why there was probably that change made with Lipinski being made the sub is because, like you said, Saidi ended up playing pretty much full-time on the wing because players like Jack Crisp were playing so well or played so well against Fremantle. They said, well, we can't take Jack Crisp out of the midfield rotation. We're going to put him in the middle, and still Sidebottom's going to occupy that wing.
Yeah. And having said that, all right, it's a lot of moving and changing, but I don't like Saidi on the wing, I want him, busy, around, Ned Long and Chris, rotating around there. I'd rather see him there than, on a wing.
What have we been saying? Oh, yeah, it's a good what? What have we been saying? Oh, it's a good what?
It's a good problem, mate. It's a good problem because a lot of players to, rotate around. It is, yeah.
Am I saying this right? Inegali problema? Am I saying that right? Did I use the right pronouns?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not the right person to ask because my Greek's absolutely terrible. I found out that my Greek is shit when I went to Greece, and my cousins were fucking making fun of me.
It's humbling, isn't it?
Yeah. That's when I realised I'm an Aussie, mate. That's what I realised. Before that, I'd say, I'm a Greek Aussie. No, I'm an Aussie.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm speaking to people in Greek, I almost like reluctantly refuse to use full sentences in Greek, because if I start using full sentences for a couple sentences, then they'll be like, oh yeah, this guy's full Greek, and now they'll start speaking to me in fluent Greek, and then that's when I lose them. So I just drop little words in here and now.
Yeah.
When are you off to Thailand?
I'm off next week, man. Straight after the Hawthorn game.
Yep.
On the plane, mate.
Wow.
There was, when I mentioned that I was going to Thailand a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy on the chat. His name is Luke4224 or something like that.
Yep.
And he said in the chat, he lives there in Thailand, and he said, let's catch up. But
yep.
I remember seeing the message, but I can't find it. I can't remember which.
What I'll do is Luke will definitely he'll probably be in the post game show. I'll get him to jump into Discord, and you guys can connect that way. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't mind. Like, you know, I'm there for 10 days, mate. So I'm gonna be in Bangkok, and I think he's in Bangkok. I'll catch up with drink if he wants.
One night in Bangkok, Michali, huh?
Yeah, I know. Leave the missus back at the resort.
I love it. It's got to be done. What's a trip to Thailand without one night in Bangkok, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
Hey, what's holding on this there?
Sorry?
How old are you?
Me, I'm 47.
Still a baby, mate.
Oh, yeah. That's how it is. The way the generations have happened, like, you know, I reckon people in their late 40s still feel like they're, you know, in their mid-30s or something now, you know. It's just the way it is, you know. It wasn't like that, you know, 30 years ago. Someone that was 47 felt like 47, but,
yep.
You know, that's how it is, mate, you know. So you're playing soccer today. You're hoping for a clean sheet?
Yeah, but these days, actually, so long story short, the reason why I don't play soccer at like a serious level anymore is because I can't play goalkeeper anymore, which is my primary position, because I can't dive on my right hip for some reason. I don't know what I've done, scans, cortisones, like no matter what I do, if I dive to my right, my hip gets cooked. So I just settle with playing as a central defensive midfielder, and I just sort of I'm the conductor.
You control the game there.
I'm the conductor, mate. I'm the conductor. They call me Josh Dacos out there.
Yeah. Are you a tall fella? Are you tall?
I'm 6'4".
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, you're the perfect height, mate. You get all the headers out from the defence. And
who do you go for, Liverpool?
I go for Liverpool. That's correct.
I'm like Fabinho.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah.
Good chat.
What else can we say about the game? Want to see more of McCreary?
Yep.
We always say that we want him to creep up to, you know, in between 15 and 20 posies instead of 12 posies.
We're starving for it, mate. We're starving. It's there. It's there.
Man, look, he is almost my favourite player, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, everyone has like their favourites, yeah? He is almost my favourite. You just want him to pass that fucking pinnacle where, you know, he fucking breaks games open regularly, yeah? Because he's so exciting, man. There's nothing like it. Watching him run down the half forward line, you know, with a paddock in front of him, it fucking excites the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
And he's a great ball user, yeah? He's a fumbler, but when he's got the ball, he usually finds he'll take a risky kick and he'll hit a target or he'll kick a goal, yeah? And he can smack him from, you know, outside 50.
He's got it. Look, when we say, you know, he sort of reminds us of JDG, we're not being naive and saying he could be the next JDG. I don't think that's possible, but he can have those moments, and we just maybe, how can we find Bo in those moments more? But he's playing more midfield. Like he attended 25% of the centre bounces against Adelaide. So that's, I mean, I'll just check now. What's the most amount of centre bounces he's attended in his career? Because that would have to be close, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. How many Bows do you think there are in the AFL, by the way?
Bows?
Yep.
Oh, there'd be a few, I reckon.
How many do you reckon?
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I would say 5.
Chat, how many Bows are there in the AFL? Meanwhile, the game on the weekend against Adelaide was his 4th most centre bounces attended in a game. He had 30% in a game in 2023, and he had 2 games last year where he had 38% and 55%. Funnily enough, he had that game where he had 38 and 55%. He had 8 and 10 disposals.
Wow.
Disposals.
Yeah.
Do you know how many disposals, or what's the most amount of disposals Bo's gotten in a game?
Has he? I wonder if he's cracked the 20. I'll go 23, the most.
Do you want to put a name to the team we played against as well?
Was it North last year?
Nah, it was Geelong 2023 round 1. Ring a bell?
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
20
I remember
touches.
he kicked the sealer.
20 touches and 2 goals.
Yeah, he kicked the sealer that day.
Yep.
Yeah,
By the way, there's only one
round
Bo.
1, I remember. Yeah.
Only one
There's
Bo.
only one Bo.
Only one Bo, mate.
There's probably a couple that are spelled B-O because when I do the super coach, there's a Bo Allen
from West Coast.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Who I suspect might be Eddie Ed Allen's brother. Could be. Look, I could be wrong, but yeah.
Not too sure. We'll have to fact check. Rick says, be good to see Bo playing more wing so he can link up more out of halfback. I just don't think, I know everyone says Bo's a good ball user. I think he's a penetrating kick. I don't know if he fits the makeup of a winger. I don't think he has the endurance as well to play that position. If Bo's going to play anywhere besides the forward line, I want it to be in the guts.
Yeah. And I'd love to see him as a tagger, like put him on the opposition ball, and like compete with him in the clinches. But when the ball hits the outside, he's got the pace to get out, So hopefully, I'd like to see that in his game. Yeah. I'll tell you what. You look at North's midfield on paper. It fucking looks good, man. But I don't understand. Like I say this to North supporters that I know. It's like, mate, you look good on paper. How come you're so fucking shit, man? I can't believe it, mate. Sherry, Wardlaw, Sheasel, Larky, and they get smashed every week. It's like, what's wrong with you guys, mate? And you're still Clarko fans. Come on, man.
Talk to me about Darcy Cameron versus Sherry tonight.
Sherry's going to monster him, but like in the tap-outs and that. So we'll have to have a defensive structure in our midfield. Yeah, we're going to try and anticipate Sherry's taps. But Cameron's going to fucking destroy him around the ground.
Yeah.
Sherry won't be able to run with him. So it's going to even itself out, yeah? So I reckon, Sherry's going to dominate the taps, but if Cameron can halve him, it's good. And if Cameron can just do his normal thing of just taking those intercepts, that'll be great. And with Mason, look, Mason might be the answer against Sherry because he's got him on reach. So there you go.
Sherry didn't have a massive game.
We need a good game from Mason.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to quickly say, and we'll talk about Mason in a moment, but just looking at Tristan Sherry versus Darcy Cameron last season, it was pretty even. 15 touches to 16 touches, 4 clearances to 3 clearances. Sherry did have 2 goals. It was a good game. It was a good battle.
Yeah. And they're in the top 3. That's the top 3: Sherry, Cameron, and Gawn.
Yep.
Don't ask me to give you a hierarchy of that, but they're in the top 3. So, what do you think of Cameron? All these fucking West Coast rumors. It's going to be another Maynard thing now.
You notice how I didn't post about it?
That's over now. Maynard's going to sign, but now we're going to worry about fucking Cameron going to West Coast.
Notice
if they throw Go on.
I was going to say, you notice how I didn't post about that rumor this week?
Yeah, I was waiting for it because I think Swoop did something on him.
I just look. Sometimes
But
I post about it, but what Scott Cummings from SENWA leaked it. Like, is that a reputable source? I don't think so. I'm not gonna talk about that.
no,
It's not. There's no. It's
yeah,
not substantial.
yeah, he's probably just trying to get some clicks or something.
Yeah, he's done well,
Yeah,
Scott Cummings. He's definitely got some clicks, that's for sure.
yeah.
Stuart asks, has
Looks like you got
Maynard
someone else
signed yet?
waiting. I don't think he's signed, but he's said he's going to sign.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty common knowledge now that he's going to start. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think
nothing's
so.
been. He hasn't put. You know, he hasn't signed on the dotted line, but yeah, I think everyone's just kind of like assuming he's going to stay now. And look, man, the offer from North was ridiculous, and it was ridiculous. Maynard's good, man, but fuck, he's not worth what they were offering, man. And he's going to go into his 30s, and from his personal point of view, you think he wants to play at the fucking Marvel every fucking week and be shipped off to play games in Tassie and Darwin, wherever they send North. Instead, play at the G in front of 80,000 every week, mate, in front of the army. How can you not resist that? And on top of that, after he retires, he'll probably get looked after, mate. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I suppose North, being the club that they are, they have to pay well beyond what maybe he's worth. But what we saw after that Adelaide game, the way he reacted and all that sort of stuff, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Who's cap? Is Nicky captaining tonight? Is he?
He sure is, our guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Like they should have. I know Nick is the future captain, yeah.
Yep.
But it would have been interesting if they gave it to one of the other leadership group. Like we've got Howie and we've got Crisp and Jamie in the leadership group. It would have been interesting if one of them got the job for tonight. But I think the leadership group themselves, sit down and talk and decide who. And the others probably said they wanted Nick to do it. Which if that's the case, that's a good thing. If they want to push him to be the captain, that's good. And yeah, I hope he prospers as a captain again tonight.
Badgery in the chat is asking,
mate, that
who is your
Moore
top
injury,
five?
Mate, that's a weird one.
Yeah, Darcy. Look, hopefully he'll be back next week. He did most training, just non-contact. But Badger in the chat says, "Who are your top 5 Pies players of all time?" So Mick, I'll let you. I'll task you with that first.
Okay. Yep, that's okay. All right. Number 1, Mick McGuan. He was my favourite, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I loved him. I love the way. I love that laconic style of running, where and that goal against Carlton.
Yep.
Right. Number 2, Peter Dacos.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Alan Didak. Number 4. Okay, this is off the top of my head. I haven't got all the players in front of me. I'm just trying to think from memories. Number 4. Loved him as a player. Hate him as a commentator. BT.
Yep.
He was a fucking entertaining player, man, as a full forward.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Jeez, that's a hard one, man. I'm trying to single out a player, and I'll just say Gavin Brown, Rowdy Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yep.
Yeah. A few players from the 90s there. Because the 90s were the period where, you're young and you're really, getting into it. And, yeah, I love that period. Wish we had more flags. We should have won 95, man. We should have picked up Tony Lockett, man. Do you know what happened? Oh, you did a video on that, didn't you?
I think we've spoken about it at the very least, how Tony Lockett was close to coming to the club.
Mate, if he was in our team in the mid-90s, man, put in another 2 flags there, mate. He was that good. And for Mark Richardson, please, man. Fucking hell, man.
Jonathan Brown was
Mark
close to
Richardson
coming as well, wasn't he?
and we chose Mark Richardson. Who?
Jonathan Brown was close to coming to the club as well, I believe. No.
Was he? I can't recall, but yeah. I remember we were in the Judd, trying to get Judd as well before Carlton snapped him up.
Yep.
Yeah, we're the big team, mate. We've always, even when remember we picked up Buckley, mate. He had that 1 year. Where was he at Brisbane? And then we picked him up, and it's history now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My top 5. I'll try not go too recent. I'll try not go too recent, but I will start with Scott Pendlebury. Number 2 would be Chris Tarrant.
All right.
Number 3, Darren Mullane.
Okay. Yep.
Number 4. Ooh. Fuck.
Rupert Batheris.
Rupert Batheris. Love that name. What a name. Fuck. Number 4. I mean, I don't want to say... I'll go Leon Davis. Number 4, Leon Davis.
Yep.
Number 5 is a toss-up between Dane Swan and Dale Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you have ever, like in your past, have you ever bumped into any former players and had conversations with them, like in a pub or something like that? Like I've had conversations with a few, because when you see them, I used to work in cafes and that over the years, and in the city as well, and you'd see like famous people coming in and that. And I remember having a very long conversation once with Nick Maxwell. He was a top bloke, man. Yeah, like really, like he didn't have to talk to me, man. He gave me like, a good half an hour of his time. We were just sitting there, like, he walked into a cafe, had a coffee, he was by himself. And I just sat down and, hey, Nick, how are you, mate? And we just talked for ages, and he was just a top bloke, and really, really down to earth. Yeah. How about yourself, man?
Not really, no, to be honest. I actually haven't. Some say never meet your heroes, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look, I haven't. I have actually, but I'm not going to say it here. It's just another player. I can't be bothered slagging people off. Looks like you got a couple of people in the chat, man.
Do we?
I've taken up a bit of time.
Oh shit! Okay, yep.
Nichols and Nicholas Allen.
All right, we'll keep it rolling then. Mick, we'll see you in the post game, or
yeah, man. No worries.
Done. Nick.
Hello?
Mate, you figured it out.
Yeah, that took quite some time.
What did you have to do?
I don't even know how much you need to pay for this as well.
How are you anyways? What's going
on? Just moved into a new house for me, and yeah, so that took up a bit of time, but anyway, to the game. It's very exciting to have Will Hayes to make his debut. And I'm pretty sure everybody was expecting Charlie West to make his debut, but I believe that when it's time for Membry or Martek to have a break, I'm pretty sure that's when Charlie West will make his debut.
Yep, I agree. What are you most looking forward to tonight?
Well, the difference between watching it on TV and watching it in at the ground is that you can actually, when you go to the general admission area, like top floor, you can actually see everybody's work rate. So I'm very keen on seeing how Will Hayes is gonna run, because he's known for his running capacity. So I'm very keen to see how far he's going to run and use the length of the field. So yeah, that's going to be pretty damn exciting.
Do you have a prediction?
Not really. All I know is that you never take a team at all, regardless if it's at the bottom of the ladder or anything. You never take them lightly.
Yep.
Ever.
Very true. Very true. So you're going to the game. You've been going to most of the games this year, or do you just mix it up?
It took a while for me to figure out fully ticketed games.
Yep.
But so I just started to figure that out. So yeah, I'm probably be going to most games, but fully ticketed I had trouble getting to. So yeah.
Brilliant. So have you seen much of Will Hayes in the VFL and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I've been seeing a fair bit of Will Hayes, and when I joined your live stream and some of the VFL games, I keep on pointing out to Will Parker.
Yep.
And TJ, and it's just I'm surprised that TJ and Will Parker have not made a game yet, especially against Essendon a couple of rounds ago. So I was surprised that Flight did not select him. But yeah.
Yeah. Considering Will Parker played a number of games last year in his formal first year, I'm surprised he hasn't found a way into the team yet. But as always, it's a good problem to have. TJ is performing well at VFL level and just needs to keep doing the job. And at some point, his name will be called. It won't be today. Today is Will Hayes' opportunity. Will Hayes to me, I hate to say it, but he reminds me of a Bobby Hill. He doesn't accumulate the ball a heap, but what he does with the ball is what's most important.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty damn exciting. I think he would make up for the loss of Joe Richards, and but yeah, like I don't know if anybody saw it in the chat, but I've been wondering for quite some time is when on earth is Oscar Steen will make his debut, because there's been some times, if you look back in the Nathan Barkley era, there was sometimes some of the kids never really had a chance to, McLarkey or something like that. He was a tall timber guy. We usually recruit him for as a full backman, but he never really had his shot. So that kind of really lingers in your mind a bit, because that'll be kind of a race of talent there. But we still have to see until he gets his shot. But that's a very big question.
Oh, McLarty. Sam McLarty.
Yeah, McLarty, that's it.
Yeah.
He was deaf and he wore a helmet. I don't know if you remember him.
Really?
And we had also at that period, we also got Henry. Henry Shade at that exact same
Henry Shade.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Shade. They called him Slim Shady. I don't know if you guys remember.
Well, Sam McLarty, did he have a hearing impairment?
Yes, correct. That's him.
Wow. Do you know how severe it was, or no?
No, I can't remember how severe it was, but he was he had to wear some hearing aids or something like that.
Yeah.
Nathan Buckley recruited him as a full backman, and I was really keen to see how he would go, but no, he never had his shot.
Oh, McLarty had to medically retire due to concussion. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, I did, which was very fortunate, and but he never got his chance to make his debut. Neither did Nathan Freeman, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was a number one pick back in some day, and Nathan Goodwin was actually from my area once, because I used to live down near Gisborne once. So me and my family kind of knew him, so we were a bit disappointed that he didn't have that much games.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. There you go. Well, Nick, I've got to keep it rolling. I've got to go. I've got to head off in 5 minutes. I'm going to get Mick on for a couple of minutes, and then hopefully we'll see you in the post-game show. I'm glad to see that you figured out the Discord server. Welcome.
Yeah, I'll try and figure it out a bit more.
All right, no
I
worries.
got to get ready too because I got probably like an hour or two to get down to Marvel Stadium, so it's actually quite the journey. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, well, all the best, man. Hope you enjoy the game.
All right, no worries.
See ya.
Enjoy the game, everyone.
Cheers, bye. Mickles.
Yo, also cheers, Nick, man. Yeah, so 5 minutes. Sum it up. Very excited today. I hope it's a boostage for our percentage.
Mhm.
That's all I'm hoping for tonight. But I do want to say only one thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like sorry?
No, go ahead. You're good.
I've been saying this rhetoric for like a while now, and since 2024, like we're trying to get used to Nick Dacos being in the background, but in a way where he is able to work even better at the background. It doesn't, I don't know if it makes too much sense, but the whole point is when you have everyone else playing on his level and suddenly the team has to shift, the opposition have to shift focus to the other players, it allows Nick Dacos to do even more greater. And that's what I feel like Craig is trying to do.
Yeah, he mentioned during the week that they're looking at ways to protect Nick in the game. So I'm curious to see if there's something tangible that we can point out in the game and be like, okay, I see what Fly's trying to do there.
Because how do you beat that? You can't, because your focus, for example, one of the other players have to focus on Jack Crisp. The other one has to focus on McCreary, Bobby Hill. And when you have spread out, then you allow Nick Dacos to do what he wants. But at the same time, everyone needs to be on their A game. So we can't treat North very lightly in this game. Doesn't matter if they're bottom team.
Yep. And the classic, my favorite counter argument when everyone says, oh, you can tag Nick. Okay, tag Nick. We're still 8-2, motherfuckers.
Tag Nick Dacos all you want, mate, but we're more than Nick Dacos. We got Jack Crisp. We got, Side Bottom, and, Side Bottom's not in this game, but we got Pendles. We got McCreary. Mate, we've got depth. We got big depth.
Pick your poison.
Exactly. All right. I know you're going to be heading off soon, so I'm just going to say one more last thing,
You're right.
That is, let's go Collingwood! Smash him! I want to see you smashing, please.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Cheers,
All right.
Mickles. I'll see you later, all right?
Take care, man. Ciao.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around for the pre-game show. Before you leave, be sure to leave a like. It goes a long